Hello everyone, welcome back to Atreyu Crochet. So hopefully you guys have continued to enjoy the scarf tutorials of this fourth How to Crochet a Scarf series. This is the fourth year of me doing this. And yeah, today we're on take 49. This is the seventh, I got my count right. I was one shy in the previous scarf tutorial, but this is the seventh scarf tutorial that I'll be bringing you today. I am going to be using some Bernat Pop yarn. Last time I used this colorway, I made a very warm scarf. I don't remember which year it was, if it was the second year of the series or the third, but anyway, I made a very warm scarf. So since today's scarf will be a very warm scarf, I thought it was fitting to return to this colorway. This is Bernat Pop. It is a medium 4 yarn and it calls for a crochet hook of 5mm US. I'm going to be using my 6mm US crochet hook because of my tension. You're also going to need a pair of scissors and a darning weaving tapestry needle. This is going to be a very plush, very soft scarf, and it's so easy to make. Okay, just set aside some time and you will love the final product. Let's get to it. Also, for those of you who are going to ask, this cake, if you will, is 5 ounces or 140 grams. It's 280 yards or 256 meters. Alright, so let's start out with the slip knot. We'll take our yarn, wrap it around our finger that way, twist, exchange. Wrap it around our finger this way. And now we're going to pull this one over that one and off the finger while lifting up, 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 up. On the one that's still on your finger, you'll insert your crochet hook into the loop and then you're going to pull to tighten. So now we're going to chain how many ever chains you want. However wide you want your scarf to be, that's how many chains you should chain. As I often say, I kind of don't know until I actually make the chains, so I'm just going to get to chaining and see how I feel. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know I'm going to go over 10. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's see. Is that good? Yeah, I think that's good enough for me. Okay, we'll do one more. Alright, so I have my chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And now we're going to put a single crochet into the second chain from the hook. Here's the hook. Here's the first chain from the hook. We're going to go into that second chain from the hook and we're going to put a single crochet in there. So I will enter to make the single crochet. I just enter the stitch, in this case the chain. Pull that out now for you beginners. Yarn over, pull through to the front for 2 loops. 1, 2. Yarn over, go through 2. 1, 2. And now we're just going to put a single crochet in every chain across. So this single crochet is in that chain. Guess what, guys? This is the next chain. That's where we're going to go. Enter the chain, yarn over, pull through to the front for 2 loops. Yarn over, go through 2. 1, 2. Here's the next chain. Enter, yarn over, pull through to the front for 2 loops. Yarn over, go through 2. 1, 2. Continue putting 1 single crochet in every chain across and I'll meet you at the end. The yarn is starting to change colors right when I need it to. Alright, in this final chain I'm going to put a single crochet. And by the way, I will leave a link to this yarn in the description, so check the description box below. If you ask me, what yarn did you use? Or then I'll know you didn't check the description box below, which means you didn't watch this part of the video or you just didn't listen to me. Alright, so why do I say it changed color just in time? Well, because we're about to get down to business. And we're about to crochet into stitches that you need to see. So we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. Okay. So this is the final single crochet, right there where it's coming out of. Those 2 chains are coming out of that single crochet, that final single crochet. Those 2 chains count for that stitch. So the next stitch we're going to work into is this one right here. Now, when we turn our work, we're first going to start a double crochet and we're going to crochet through When we turn our work, this will be the front loop, and then we're going to crochet into the back loop. So we'll start out by crocheting into the front loop when we turn our work, and then the back loop. Okay, so I'm going to leave that in the entire top right now. I want to turn my work. As I told you before, this chain 2 counts for that first single crochet right there. So we're going to make a double crochet or a partial double crochet in the first loop, and then we're going to complete it by crocheting into the back loop. Okay, so first we're going to crochet there into the front loop. Okay, the front loop is the loop closest to us. So to make a double crochet, we yarn over. We will then enter the loop, only the front loop, like I said, like that. Okay, let me take this out now. So we're only in that front loop. We're going to yarn over, pull through to the front, and get 3 loops. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to yarn over and go through 2. 1, 2. Now we're going to pause things, and we're going to yarn over, and now we're going to work into that back loop. So if we move this over, you'll see that all of this that we've done is in that front loop, right? Now we're going to crochet into that back loop there. Okay? If you look at the next stitch, you see this is the front loop, and that's where we put this stuff. And then there's the back loop. So now we're going to work into that back loop of the current stitch, the same stitch. Okay, so I yarn over, and I've shown you where that back loop is. Okay, so I yarned over, I'm going to hold that there, and then I'm going to go into that back loop that I identified before, and I'll yarn over again and pull through to the front. So now I'm going to have 4 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2, and then I'll have 3 loops left. 1, 2, 3, and I'll yarn over and go through all 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and you'll see, as is evidenced by this one top, we have 2 bodies, 1, 2 for the one top. So we have not increased, we just made it super thick. Okay, let's do another one. So here is the next stitch right there. Okay, we're first going to work in the front loop, and then we're going to work in the back loop, but it's all going to be one stitch. So I'll yarn over, go through the front loop. So I'm going in the center like that, yarn over, pull through to the front for 3 loops, yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2, yarn over, and now I'm going to start the other double crochet by turning it and going into that back loop like that. Now I'll yarn over again, pull through to the front, and I'll have 4 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2, and then I have 3 left, yarn over, go through 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Keep going. Yarn over, next stitch, front loop, like that. Yarn over, pull through to the front. Treat it as a normal double crochet right now by yarning over and going through 2, 1, 2. And now we'll pause and start another double crochet. So we'll yarn over, and then if you kind of give yourself the aerial view, you'll see that back loop. Make sure you don't lose this loop when you're going to the back. So kind of hold it there like that, and then so you'll keep that yarn to the back like that, and then you'll go into the back loop like that, and then you'll yarn over again and pull through to the front, and that's what gives you 4 loops. Yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 3. Yarn over, next one, front loop, yarn over, pull through to the front for 3 loops. Yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over. If you don't keep it to the back when you go into the back loop, this is what happens. See, I'm going to go to the back, but I'm keeping this in the front. I'm not keeping the yarn to the back. So when I go to get in there, I lose that, and then I yarn over and I only have 3 loops. So if you end up with 3 loops, you know you lost the loop. So yarn over, go into the front loop, yarn over, pull through to the front like that. So yarn over, and now as you give yourself the aerial view and you go back to get that back loop, make sure you're holding that back and it's staying to the back. The hook is in front of the yarn, and then you go in the back loop like that. Yarn over, and that will give you your 4 loops. Yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 3. Alright, I'm going to move a little bit faster now. Front loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go to back loop. Yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 3. Yarn over, go through front loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through the back loop. Yarn over, 4 loops, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 3. Let's keep going. Yarn over, go through the front loop. Yarn over, pull through to the front for 3 loops, yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, start another double crochet going into the back loop. Yarn over, pull through to the front for 4 loops, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 3. Yarn over, go through the front loop. Yarn over, pull through to the front, yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, go into the back loop. Yarn over, pull through to the front for 4 loops, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 3. Try to say yarn over really fast multiple times. Yarn over, go through the front loop, yarn over, pull through to the front for 3 loops, yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, go into the back loop of the same stitch, yarn over, pull through to the front for 4 loops, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 3. Yarn over, go through the front loop, yarn over, pull through to the front for 3 loops, yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, go through the back loop of the same stitch, yarn over, pull through to the front, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 3. Yarn over, go through the front loop, yarn over, pull through to the front for 3 loops, yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, go through the back loop of the same stitch, yarn over, pull through to the front for 4 loops, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 3. Yarn over, go through the front loop of the next stitch, yarn over, pull through to the front for 3 loops, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go to the back loop of the same stitch, yarn over, pull through to the front, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 3. One more, yarn over, go through the front loop, yarn over, pull through to the front for 3 loops, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through the back loop of the same stitch, yarn over, pull through to the front for 4 loops, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 3. Whew, that's a mouthful. And it is beautiful, you guys, and I wish you could feel it, but it is so thick. Okay? After all of that, now you'll just chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and then we'll put a single crochet in every stitch across. So turn your work, and then yeah, let's just go in the back loop only and put a single crochet. So I put a single crochet in that very first stitch, okay, because that chain 1 didn't count. So just go across, put a single crochet in every back loop of each stitch across, the back loop of every stitch across. Okay. This is the easy part, and this gives you a break. You'll complete this really fast. Oh, I wish you guys could feel this. It's so thick. The row that I just completed. Whew, I love it. And you guys will love it too. Okay. I'm worn out from all that talking, you guys. That was a lot. That was a lot from me. See how much I love you guys? That was a lot. Alright. And then you'll get to this chain 2. Just put a single crochet in the top chain of that chain 2. Like that. Okay? This is what you have. Isn't that beautiful? So beautiful. Alright, now it's time to start again. So you're just going to repeat those 2 rows. We'll chain 2, 1, 2. That counts for that stitch. So that those 2 chains count for that. So we're going to work in the front loop. When we turn our work, this will be the front loop, and this then the back loop of that stitch. Okay? So I'll turn my work. Okay? And that's where I'm going to be working. So yarn over, go through the front loop. That darning weaving tapestry needle was in my way, but I'm leaving it in there for you beginners so you just know where you're working. All right, pull that out now. Yarn over, pull through to the front for 3 loops. Yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, go to the back loop now. Keep that yarn back so you don't lose that loop. To the back loop of the same stitch. Yarn over, pull through to the front for 4 loops. Yarn over, go through. Don't lose it, don't lose it. Okay, yarn over. Yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, go through 3. Since that one was a little weird, I'll do another one. Yarn over, go through the front loop of the next stitch. Yarn over, pull through to the front for 3 loops. Yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, go to the back loop of the same stitch. Yarn over, pull through to the front for 4 loops. Yarn over, go through 2. yarn over, go through 3. Just gonna do it, not talk. That's so much easier for me, you guys. All that talking. I don't like to talk a lot. And I have a crochet YouTube channel, go figure. Maybe I should start making the videos like some of those crochet channels where they don't talk, they just play nice music and and crochet. I know some of you guys would hate that though, because you like hearing my voice. Well, thank you to all of you who say that I have a very soothing voice. I've been told that so much that I'm starting to believe that it must actually be true. So, isn't it interesting what I'm doing right now? All the steps that I'm thinking in my head that I'm not speaking out loud, but that I know, you know? I just think that's really interesting. So much goes on. The mind is really incredible. But just watching me do this, you wouldn't think that I'm thinking all of that, right? No. Alright, you guys want to make sure that you're maintaining the same number of stitches. Yeah. So, let me count. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, which makes sense because I chained 15, so I should have 14 stitches for each row. This one, when I count that chain 2 at the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so I've maintained the same number of stitches, so that's it. And then start your single crochet row. Chain 1, which doesn't count, so I go into that same first stitch, the back loop only, and I single crochet my way across. And it really is just repeating, you guys, those 2 patterns, those 2 rows, until you get to your desired length. I will measure this without, just to show you what width I've arrived at with my tension, which is very important, and my 15 chains. A lot of you guys always ask, what's your width? Don't forget, in this this chain 2 at the end, just go into the chain and put a single crochet. You always ask, what's your width? What's your length? And I really don't like that question. I really don't, because I mean, I understand some of you are just asking because you want to know how much yarn to buy, but it could be very different for you depending on your tension, you know? So that's why I'm not really a fan of it, but I try to oblige. Alright, so this is about 5 inches wide. It's a little bit more than 12.5 centimeters wide, okay? So there you go. Beautiful pattern, you guys. Look at that. Yeah, I was just playing around and I was like, I really like this. Let's make a scarf out of this. The best part is it's so thick and warm. So, alright, I'm going to put some length on this, as I always say, and then I'll check back in later and we'll wrap up this video. Here's a little tip when making these. You go from the bottom up through the front loop, but you go from the top down through the back loop. From bottom up through the front loop. From top down through the back loop. Up through the front loop. Hook goes down through the back loop. Hook goes up through the front loop. Hook goes down through the back loop. Let me know if you saw this tip. So I'm almost done. My final row will be the row of the single crochet, in which I'm working through the back loop. So I have 3 more to go. Back loop, And then don't forget in the top chain of that chain 2, put your single crochet. I have this much left, so I've basically used all of the cake. My scarf is 58 inches long, which is approximately, it's a little bit less than 147.5 centimeters. So if you want a longer scarf, then definitely use more than one cake. But this is long enough. I think this is long enough to, if you're wearing a jacket or coat or something, to have it tuck inside and keep your neck warm. And as I said before, this is a very warm scarf, so you will definitely stay warm with this tucked inside your jacket around your neck. Alright, so I'm going to chain 1, cut my yarn, fasten off, and now I'm going to just weave in this tail. I've already hidden the tail at the beginning of the project off camera. Alright, so just feed that through your darning weaving tapestry needle and find some stitches to go through in one direction. Like that. I like to see, okay, see how that's showing through that, so I don't want to do that. So I keep them, make sure they're going through the stitches like that in one direction, and it doesn't show on the other side. And I don't pull too tight because I don't want to distort my work, and then I'll take a slightly different path going back in the opposite direction. This kind of secures the yarn within the stitches. Alright, pull, then make sure I'm not distorting my work. Alright, and once I'm satisfied, then I just cut my yarn down like that, and there we have it. So this is the very warm scarf that I promised you, and I'll leave a link to this colorway in the description, so check that out. Yeah, it's a very beautiful scarf, you guys. Very simple. This is a perfect example of how you can just do something, pattern or stitch consistently, and it yields an absolutely beautiful result. I really love this. And I like the slight color changes, especially amongst the lighter colors, right? I think my favorite part of this stitch is that loopy loop at the tops of those double crochets. I think that's my favorite part of this. If you wanted to display this side, you could. It kind of has its own pattern as well, as you see. But I think this is the star of the show, in my opinion. Alright guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. You know I will see you in the next one. In the meantime, happy crocheting!